Hi, I'm Ross Benjamin reporting for the Offshore Gaming Association. That's OSGA.com, your number one source for information on the offshore sportsbook industry. That's OSGA.com. I have two underdog picks I'd like to take a look at on Sunday's NFL card. Let's get right to them. Let's start with the game between the Denver Broncos and the Miami Dolphins. This might be the second worst game of the day. The only one that may top this is the San Francisco 49ers and Chicago Bears game, where you have two teams with a combined 4-19 record, or is that right? 4-20, somewhere along that lines. Both teams are terrible, and you can make a case for both teams being terrible in this contest as well. As a matter of fact, Miami has gone 0-5 straight up in ATS in their last five. The Denver Broncos have gone 0-7 straight up in ATS in their last seven. The Broncos have scored 19 points or less in 8 of their last 9 games, and the Broncos have a terrible -16 turnover differential on the season. Hard to win when you're that bad in that particular category. Jay Cutler will be back for the Miami Dolphins, and currently, as we speak, the Dolphins are a 2-point underdog in this contest at home against a team that's lost 7 straight games and turns the ball over at the rate that Denver does. I'll take the dog here. Miami +2 over Denver. Next game, opposite end of the spectrum. We had two lousy teams we just talked about. We have the two leaders in the NFC South, the Carolina Panthers at 8-3, the New Orleans Saints at 8-3. Carolina 4-0 straight up in ATS in their last 4 games. The New Orleans Saints had their 8-game win streak snapped last week in a loss on the road against the LA Rams. This will be a revenge game for the Panthers. They lost 34-13 at home to New Orleans earlier this season. And this is also a Carolina team that's been exceptionally good on the road. As a matter of fact, the Panthers are 5-1 straight up in ATS in away games this season. Here's the thing. The line in this game is 5.5, with New Orleans being a home favorite of 5.5. Both teams playing well. The only thing I give Carolina the edge, I believe they're playing the better football right now. Yeah, New Orleans has won 8 of their last 9. However, they're coming off a loss last week against the Rams, and that game wasn't as close as the final score may indicate, as New Orleans scored late to cut the deficit to 6 points and then couldn't get the onside kick. And the week before, New Orleans had to storm back from a 15-point deficit against the Washington Redskins, and that game was at home as well. They tied the game before the end of regulation. They needed a 2-point conversion to tie the ball game, and then ended up winning in overtime 34-31. I just like the team that's playing a little stronger right now in the Carolina Panthers. I mean, they won their last 4 games. They covered their last 4 games, and they won those contests by an average of 12.3 points per game. I'm going to take the points here with Carolina +5.5 over New Orleans. Once again, Miami +2 as a home underdog against Denver. Carolina +5.5 on the road at New Orleans on Sunday. My name is Ross Benjamin. You can find me at rbwins.com. That's where you could get all the games I personally wager on myself, as well as my paying clients receive. Call me direct, 781-571-0299. That's 781-571-0299. I employ no salespeople. I accept all major credit cards, and I might just give you a deal on one of my subscription packages. Until the next time, good luck with all your picks.